principles and various processes. Then to do these processes or techniques of biotechnology, we require tools of genetic engineering we have started. And in the tools of genetic engineering, we have started first restriction enzymes, which are called restriction endonucleases. In the tools restriction endonuclease enzymes, we have studied the discovery of these enzymes in bacteria. Two types of enzymes are there: methylase enzyme 1, restriction endonuclease enzyme 2. So in bacteria, that is E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli bacteria, when it was attacked by a virus or bacteriophage, this bacteria, when a bacteriophage attack, this is called phage DNA. This is bacterial DNA. So first enzyme methylase, which is produced by the bacteria, it work on the bacterial DNA for the attachment of methyl group, which is called modification. Modification of bacterial DNA by addition of methyl group. This process is called methylation. Second enzyme, which is produced by the bacteria, it will come and act on the DNA of the virus, which will identify some specific sequences in the viral DNA and cut them. It will go to DNA of virus, and wherever some specific sequences are there, it will identify those sequences and break the DNA. Phosphate sugar backbone was broken down by the action. Because of this, DNA will become denatured and it is not going to grow. So the growth of the viral DNA is restricted, stopped. The growth of the viral DNA restricted or stopped by the activity of this enzyme. Generally, question comes, methylase is adding modification and restriction, cutting. By cutting the DNA, it is restricting the growth of the viral DNA. Why? If this is the enzyme which is capable to cut the DNA, it can cut the DNA of virus also and DNA of bacteria also. It can cut DNA of its own DNA also, but it was prevented by the methyl addition, modification. So modification with the methylase enzyme, it makes the bacteria protected from its own restriction endonuclease enzyme. These two enzymes are identified, and we have studied the first enzyme identified, HIND2. HIND2, it is able to identify sequences GAC, GTC. GAC, GTC. These are specific recognition sequences for HIND2. HIND2 is the first, it was the first enzyme. Its name is Haemophilus. H, genus name H, Haemophilus. Influenzae, second two letters, species two letters, in, Influenzae. And D is the name of the bacterial Haemophilus influenza D bacteria, and D is the name of bacterial strain. And 2 stands for serial number of this enzyme in an order of its discovery in the same bacteria. So if it is first discovered means 1, Hind 2, next Hind 3, Hind 4. So based upon the order of their discovery from the same bacteria, they get the serial number 2, Roman 2. In the same way, yesterday we have seen Escherichia coli R1. Escherichia coli R1 able to cut a specific sequence which is called GAA-TTC, which are having hydrogen bonds. So this is the specific sequence which is recognized by this enzyme. This is a restriction endonuclease. First letter genus Escherichia coli, Escherichia, CO, coli, first two letters, R stands for RY13 bacterial strain, Roman 1 stands for first enzyme discovered from that bacteria, Escherichia coli. This is the first ECO R1. This is the nomenclature process. Like this, so many enzymes were discovered, and according to our previous class, 900 restriction endonuclease enzymes discovered, and each and every enzyme is having some specific sequences which will identify here. So this is the process of self-defense, the discovery of restriction endonuclease enzymes. And when we want to know what are these restriction endonuclease enzymes, belongs to a large group of nucleases. So nucleases means the enzymes which will cut the DNA. The enzymes which will cut the DNA are called nuclease activity. All the endonuclease enzymes, nucleases are again classified into two basic types: exonuclease endonucleases. What is meant by exonuclease and what is meant by endonuclease? Let us see. Exonucleases will cut the DNA, maybe single stranded DNA or double stranded DNA at the ends. For example, these are N2 bases of strand, N2 bases, 5' to 3', 3' to 5'. Now, exo means outside. The ends either from 5' to 3' or 3' to 5' end to remove a base pair or a single nucleotide. Either a base pair to remove from this end or from this end, a base pair or a single nucleotide for the removal of either a base pair or single nucleotides from the ends. From the ends. Removal of base pairs or bases by cutting and removing. So the activity of nucleases means to cut the DNA, and here exo means from outside ends, either 5' to 3' end, at 5' end or 3' end. The end points which are represented by nucleotide pairs are single nucleotides in the case of single stranded DNA or in the case of single stranded RNA. To remove ends, we are using exonucleases, whereas endonucleases are those enzymes which will cut within the DNA in a particular sequence in between the DNA, especially on both the strands, in between the DNA, not in the ends. They will not cut, not in ends. They will not cut inside. They will not cut inside, not in. Only outside areas. Not in the end, but inside. Inside means endonucleases are a group of enzymes, a type of enzyme, which is going to identify in the DNA double strand some specific sequences. So these are the specific sequences. Each and every endonuclease, for example, HIND2 or EcoR1 or SMA1, SCA1 or BAM-H1. So many which were studied, identified, they were having their specific sequences. It is having a specific sequence of CCC, GGG, CCC, GGG. This is specific SMA1. We will see. This is specific. It is having specificity for GG, AT, CC. GG, AT, CC. It is having specificity for BAM, H1. It is having specificity for AGT, ACT, AGT, ACT. So SCA stands for Streptomyces cespitosus. Streptomyces. S stands for genus. CA, Cespitosus. CAESPITOSUS. So in the nomenclature of restriction endonucleases, first genus letter, 2 letters from the species, first 2 letters, and this is the Roman number identified in order in this bacteria. BAM H1 stands for Bacillus. B, AM, amylo liquefaciens. BAM H1, B, amylo AM, H strain of this bacteria, and Roman 1 is first enzyme identified in this bacteria. Here SMA, it identifies Serratia marcescens. Serratia marcescens. SMA I first, it is having specific sequence. So these are those enzymes which are having specific sequences for their action, which are called recognition sequences or restriction sites, where they will identify in the DNA these areas. They will go to the double strands, they will inspect the two DNA strands, and exactly at this place of this specific sequence, they will bind to the DNA. Next, they will cut the DNA at respective places. They will cut the DNA. Now, question comes, when nucleases, exonucleases are there, endonucleases are there. Exonucleases will remove the ends for any joining, for removal, for attachment, it is used. Endonucleus, in the center, it is going to cut. Where it will going to cut? To a specific sequence. What is this specific sequence? This specific sequence is called palindromic sequence. The term palindromic sequence, palindrome sequence, it gives a meaning, a group of letters form same word when read in opposite direction. What is this? A group of letters, for example, and madam, D, N, A. A group of letters forms a word, and it is the same word when read in opposite direction. AND and MADAM, madam, DNA. Reverse, AND and MADAM, madam, DNA. So, palindromic sequence is that, for example, Malayalam. In the book, they have given this reference. A group of letters forms the word. If you read in this direction, forward direction or backward direction, MALAYALAM, MALAYALAM, Malayalam. In both the direction, it can be read and give the same meaning, that word, same word. Such sequences are called palindromic sequences. Every restriction endonuclease enzyme is having its own specific palindromic sequence. Palindromic sequence is that when the orientation of reading is kept same, either in 5' to 3' or 3' to 5', AGT, ACT, AGT, ACT. GGATCC, GGATCC, GACGTC, GACGTC, GAATTC, GA. So, these are all palindromic sequences. Each and every palindromic sequence is a recognition sequence of a particular restriction endonuclease enzyme. So, how many discovered so far? 900 different types of restriction endonucleases are there. So, 900 different varieties of palindromic sequences are available in genetic engineering process. Now, a palindromic sequence is that which can be read in opposite direction, will give the same meaning. It gives same word when read in opposite direction. Now, a restriction endonuclease, sir, a particular restriction endonuclease, when it approaches the DNA, if it is having its recognition sequence in the DNA, if it is having its recognition sequence in the DNA, how it is going to cut, where it is going to cut. Let us see that. If we take Escherichia coli R1, ECO R1, which is a restriction endonuclease enzyme, it is having a specific sequence always wherever in the DNA GAA-TTC is available. GAA-TTC, wherever it is available, this sequence in the DNA or any DNA of any organism, if this sequence is there, when we employ ECO R1 enzyme, it will inspect the DNA, both the strands. It will identify specific sequences. They are nothing but this. And if we take, it is a sequence of 6 base pairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Short 6 base pairs length of DNA fragment. It will go to on both the strands, just away from the center. This is center. It will not cut in the center, just away from the center towards this side, left side, or towards right side, but exactly between the two bases, between G and A, this enzyme ECO R1 will cut the backbone, sugar phosphate backbone between G and A here. With this, what happens? It breaks. And opposite, it will not cut exactly opposite, but just away from the center, between the same two bases, between the same GA, it will cut here. This is called action of restriction endonuclease enzyme. Restriction endonuclease action. Action means its work. How it is going to work, how it is going to cut a particular palindromic sequence. This is the palindromic sequence for ECO R1. And ECO R1 is extracted from Escherichia coli RY13, first enzyme in that bacteria, its nomenclature. And it is going to identify only these specific sequences. Now, again, in the page number 195, 196, they have given just away from the center, it is going to cut exactly between the two bases. Then what happens? Let us see here. Hydrogen bonds will break. Two pieces will appear. This piece, end is G, C, and it is cutted here. So, cutted here like this. What is here? T, A, free. This is one out of the two DNA strands, it becomes two pieces, fragments. One piece is like this. Another piece, this one, which is here, already G is bonded with C. It is cutted here. This one, we want to show this one. A, T, free. Here, for example, to see, out of the two DNA, one is short strand, one is overhanging strand. Overhanging. Out of the two, One is short strand, another one is overhanging strand. One is short, another one is, so these are called sticky ends. These are called sticky ends or cohesive ends. Sticky ends or cohesive ends. And the cut is not exactly in the center, exactly opposite. On both the stand, not exactly opposite. It is just away. So the cut is staggered cut. Cut is called staggered, STA, staggered cut. So always, whenever a restriction endonuclease like ECOR1 is applied to a DNA which is having specific sequences like GAA-TTC, it will identify, it will bind to the DNA and it will cut a staggered way. One here, 1 point here, not exactly opposite. By this cut, what happens? Two pieces of DNA, one DNA strand is short, one DNA strand is long. One is short, one is long. So this is called sticky ends or cohesive ends. It means, for example, if same sequences are present in some other DNA, some other organism DNA, when we apply the same enzyme, Escherichia coli, it will go and cut in the same place. So there is a possibility that easily two different DNAs can be joined here because same ends will be there, sticky ends, which are easily joined by DNA ligase enzyme. Cohesive ends are sticky, easily attachable, easily joinable, easily combinable ends. So sticky ends or cohesive ends or staggered cut is the enzyme action, restriction endonuclease activity when it is applied to a particular DNA. And this activity is helpful in recombinant DNA technology. We can join any 2 or 3 different DNAs which are having same type of ends to produce a new recombinant DNA, genetically modified organism. So recombinant DNA technology is a method, is a process in genetic engineering. And genetic engineering is nothing but a process of various techniques which comes under biotechnology, modern biotechnology. In modern biotechnology, our science has grown with the discovery of endonuclease enzymes and DNA ligase enzymes. See, Escherichia coli is having this specificity. Let us see, Serratia marcescens, SMA1. Serratia marcescens, SMA1 already I have given here. I want to show this. Serratia marcescens, it is having CCC, GGG, CCC, GGG. These are the sequences. And whenever this SMA1, Serratia marcescens, S stands for genus, MA stands for species. SERRATIA, Serratia, MARCSENCE. This is a type of restriction endonuclease. It is having its specific sequences. They were nothing but CCC, GGG, CCC, GGG. When it identifies this, it will go and bind to this space DNA on both the strands. It will go and cut exactly in the center. Sugar phosphate backbone, same exactly in the center. With this, what happens? It cuts and separates the pieces. First piece is CCC, GGG, and this is cutting. This piece cutted G, 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 C, C, C. So the ends are called blunt ends. Blunt cut. The cutting is called blunt cut, which becomes blunt ends which are not having sticky ends. Too easy. It is somehow difficult to join. So in the rDNA technology, genetic engineering, the preferable action of restriction endonuclease is staggered action, staggered cut, and making sticky ends or easily cohesive ends which can join. Here it is blunt. So some enzymes are having capacity of cutting the DNA either to form sticky ends or blunt ends. Blunt cut, even cut. Blunt ends. So Serratia marcescens is responsible for exactly center opposite on the both the strands. Not in the center, just away from the center, either left side or right side, but between the same two. GA on this strand also, here also only GA in between. So it forms sticky ends. Now, the action of restriction endonuclease we have studied to understand how two DNAs can be joined to produce a recombinant DNA. Let us see. We have seen palindromic sequence. Palindromic sequence means GAA TTC, GAA TTC. Malayalam, madam, dad, mom, so many possible. Let us see. Restriction, same thing. Restriction endonuclease enzyme action. In the book, they have given two different DNA molecules, GAA TTC, GAA TTC, which are having source DNA. They were having their own base pairs. Here, let us take GAA TTC, GAA TTC, so two different DNAs, source DNA or vector DNA, or this is another DNA, another organism DNA, another organism, two different organisms DNA. They are having this complementary base pairs which are called palindromic sequences, and we applied Escherichia coli EcoR1 enzyme. EcoR1, Escherichia coli R1 strain. R strain first discovered, 1. Roman letter 1 stands for the serial number of this enzyme which is discovered in this bacteria, R bacteria. Now when Escherichia coli was applied, it will cut exactly between G and A, so it will cut like this, it will cut like this, they will break. So what happens? This piece removed. What do you see this? G is joined with C still. Upper piece is removed. T, A, 4 are free. This upper part, A, T, C, G, this piece removed. AATTCG removed by the action of restriction endonuclease. By the action of restriction endonuclease. Now this, when it is, this part is released, remaining part which is attached. So we have to release this part from here. AATTCG, it was there. Here it is like this. So it is having free. It is having these free. After the restriction endonuclease EcoR1 action, the pieces are like this. Now we are going to take this with the help of DNA ligation process. These are called sticky ends. Cohesive ends, sticky ends, cohesive ends. This is a different DNA, this is different DNA. DNA ligase, which joins the sugar phosphate backbone. The cutting are called molecular scissors. DNA is a molecule which is cutted, biomolecule. And they were going to join molecular gum or molecular glue, molecular knives, restriction endonucleases. When ligase is applied, we are able to see this structure here. GC attached TTAA here, AATTC, AATTCG. The two DNA molecules are joined because of cohesiveness free. GAATTC, easily they are able to join. This is called recombined DNA, recombinant DNA. Recombinant DNA, a mixture of two DNA. So if we take DNA from various sources, if they were having the same sequences, when the same enzyme EcoR1 is applied, it will cut the DNA into fragments. And it is easy, whenever it is forming sticky ends, easy to join two different DNA with easy ends, with sticky ends, with DNA ligase enzyme, rDNA technology. So restriction endonuclease activity is like this. Recombinant DNA is produced. And after this diagram, in the next paragraph, on the next page, he has given, it is having this sequence, palindromic sequence he explained, having this sequence just away from the center. My dear students, it is compulsory. You have to follow the textbook for molecular biology, each and every sentence. This is center, suppose GAATTC. This enzyme is not cutting in the center, but little away from the center. Little away from means what? Either this side or this side, but exactly between the two same bases on both the sides. Between G and A, between G and A. Because of this, it is possible sticky ends or cohesive ends. Now, it is compulsory during genetic engineering or rDNA technology, both the source of the DNA. So for example, we want some desirable gene is there present in a DNA. We have to cut the DNA to get the DNA. Gene of interest or alien piece of DNA or desirable gene of interest, and same enzyme which is used to extract this desirable gene, we have to use on the vector or plasmid. What is plasmid? Small double-stranded ring-like structure, extra chromosomal segment, which is used as vector or carrier. What is that vector or carrier? For gene cloning process. So in the diagram, he has given like this: DNA from source, which is having a structure like this, and this is a plasmid which is used as vector carrier of this source DNA, having, when restriction endonuclease is applied, same restriction endonuclease both, how it forms, it will separate apart like this. So this is the desirable gene or gene of interest or piece of DNA. And when the same is cutted in this, wherever this sequence is there, if you are applying the same EcoR1, this will become open. So it is open. When the same restriction endonuclease is used both on the plasmid and all the DNA source, gene of interest, and it is open. Both these are joined by ligation process. Now this is able to rDNA, recombinant DNA. So a mixture or a combination of the gene of interest or desirable gene and the plasmid or actor. Now this rDNA is nothing but vector. Vector is nothing but carrier of this gene. Now we are going to keep this into a host. Host, what is host? Bacterial cell. When we are going to keep this into host, bacterial cell is having its own DNA. And again this DNA and the bacterial, once it is not having this, after getting it is transformed. Transformed means changed. Transformation. The process of transformation. Now this bacteria is allowed to grow in a medium. When it is allowed to grow in a medium, one bacteria will become 2 bacterial cells. 2 bacteria further becomes 4, 8. Whenever the work goes on, they start replicating within the bacterial cell, producing more number of copies based upon their capacity of copy number. Along with it is having its own DNA. Here also many copy numbers. It means the gene of interest which is, we want this gene, it is multiplied. We are having only one here. But by taking the plasmid, by cutting the same and joining with the enzyme, recombinant DNA, keeping in a host, Escherichia coli bacterial cell generally, and in the host it is going to multiply, divide and multiply. This is called cloning process, cloning of a gene in a bacterial. For example, my body, my gene has been taken here. This is my DNA source. Some of my gene has been taken out. My body, eukaryotic cell, human body, and they have taken some plasmid, or they have constructed some plasmid. They cut the same plasmid with the same enzymes, and they join my DNA with the, and my DNA is responsible for some of my character, some of my protein. That character they want in more, so they will produce this here, multiplied. Whenever my character, my protein is produced in this, how it is possible? Bacteria are prokaryotic organisms, my body is eukaryotic. That's why biotechnology is a new science, new technology, where genes of plants can be grown in animals, genes of human beings can be grown in plants or animals, or in bacterial cells. And my gene, which is responsible for my protein, it is not available. It is my body, my own, my innate property. They have constructed, and they will send this to the formulation units, biotechnology units, where they are going to produce a protein. So and so protein, protein R, R stands for Raman protein. It is available in the form of tablet, available in the form of syrup, available in the form of tonic. Extra energy for those who are not having this protein. So recombinant DNA technology is a method of new science, genetically modified organisms. So here one thing we have to realize, unless we will cut both the source DNA and plasmid DNA with the same restriction endonuclease, it is not possible to produce recombinant DNA. In the page number 197, 198, they have mentioned this. You have to realize that if we are not using the same enzyme, it is not going to produce the same sticky ends, and it is not possible to produce recombinant DNA. We'll see in the next class. Other tools, they are vectors, host organisms, DNA ligase enzymes. All the best.